your fist. So you want it to be a happy boil. Think of it like a child's giggle. You know, like when little kids get to giggling. Oh my God, that is so cute. So adorable. And we're going to add, okay, so for very light syrup, 3/4 cups of sugar to 6.5 cups of water. So you can see the ratio. That's very little sugar to all that water, right? All the way up to a heavy syrup, which is 3¼ cups of sugar to 5 cups of water. So now you're looking at that really heavy syrup. So I'm going to be doing a light syrup, which is 1½ cups of sugar to 5¾ cups of water. So that's, to me, it just adds just enough sweetness. I am not going to measure exactly. That's about 1¼ cups. That'll work. I will measure out the water. And that is for, I think that'll give you 8 pints. I'm doing raw pack, which means I'm not going to be heating up my nectarines. I'm just going to put them in the jar as they're sliced. I think it's going to give me 8. 11 pounds is needed per canner of 9 pints. Well, I don't need 9, I need 8 pints. So I'm just going to keep slicing until I actually fill it. So here's this. Let's get some water in there. So is the lid tight or just almost? So when you put the ring on, this is why I tell you, don't let the men do it. The men will get on there and they'll go, all right, that lid's on there. Well, if the air can't get out, it's going to buckle. It's going to buckle the lid in there. So I put the ring on, and the minute it grabs, I just kind of get it to where it's grabbing. And I can lift it up, and the lid, doesn't feel loose. It's just grabbed on there. It's just grabbed. Oh, Star Dragon, are you heading out? Are you heading out for the evening? I know it's late for you there. If so, thank you so much for coming in. I'm so glad you came back over and hung out. That is absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Mary Todd. All right. That's cooking. I hear that going over there. I can see it boiling. It's got the clear lid, which I really, really like. Give this a quick stir. It's got a little bit of a nectarine on there. All right. So we'll let that dissolve. Let that come up to a thing. Yes, I have to sleep now because it's night. And you have a lovely visit with your family tomorrow. I hope you guys have a good time. Take lots of pictures, lots of extra hugs, because you just never know if another lockdown's going to happen. So get all that wonderful, wonderful, wonderful family time in with them. That's true. My family's down in Southern California, so it's a 2-day drive for me to go down and visit them. But it's worth it. It's actually worth it. Get some good sleep. Dream the good ones. And hopefully we will see you here again. We will see you here again. I want to make sure I'm not missing it. Because I do miss chat when I'm canning because I'm focusing on filling up the jars. My husband, Ray's here, developed a peanut allergy. He can, however, oh really? That's interesting. That is very interesting. So we flew over to Sweden 5 years ago. Hang on, I'm sitting here sweating. When you have 2 giant canners here filled with boiling water, a window open there and a window open there. They're only open this much, but it's 98 degrees outside. It gets a little warm. I got the vapors. So we did this whole flight. Bye, Star Dragon. We did this flight, and they said on there, we will not be serving peanuts on this trip, as we do have one of our guests aboard the plane has a peanut allergy. Therefore, if you have brought onto the plane any snacks containing peanuts, we ask that you refrain from eating them, and we will provide you with an alternative. And Derek's like, man, he goes, I can't believe they'd announced that for somebody with peanuts in the whole bit. He goes, I guess it's kind of good, but how embarrassing for the person with a peanut allergy. I didn't tell it was because of him. Because I put in there when we did when you make your reservations, it's a 9-hour flight. No, we went from Portland, Oregon to France, and it was a 12-hour flight, I think. It might have only been 10. I didn't have the heart to tell him it was him. Yeah, you're the reason why nobody gets to have peanuts. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. I know, it's like, whew, it's like warm. So, let me wash my hands out. Yeah, when I get in here and I get to canning, man, it gets hot. It gets warm. That's why when I get, you'll hear this not just from me, you will hear this from anybody who is into canning. They usually have 2 or 3 canners going at once, because if you're going to do it, go big or go home, right? And they will tell you how exhausted they are afterwards. And people are like, all you did was slice up some fruit and put it in a jar. How is that exhausting? Well, when you're standing on your feet, when I get into my big canning things that I won't be doing on stream because they're so long, it's hours and hours and hours of canning on your feet. The heat gets intense. It wears you out. Just the dust can cause problem. Oh, the peanuts, yeah. I mean, it's you got to be careful. You got to be careful about that kind of stuff. So what I want to do is, I'm just kind of curious. I'm going to pack these in here a little bit. I want to see. These are the ones I sliced up already. This is where you got to get creative, You want to get them in there. You don't want to pack them super, super tight, okay? A lot of people, we'll be talking about cowboy candy. I'll make a batch of cowboy candy, which is basically sweet pickled jalapenos, but they're the most amazing thing on the planet. So good on that. Thunder Squid coming in with a raid. Hello, Thunder Squid. Thank you so much for bringing your family over here to meet my family. That is absolutely wonderful. What did you stream today? Tell me about your stream. Raiders, if you could do me a huge favor, either refresh your browser, or if you click on my little icon right now, I'm laughing because I'm so happy to be here. If you click on that little icon down there, that brings you directly into my stream, and that helps with the numbers. That always helps with the numbers. Hello, Nutmeg. Nutmeg. Crap, guys. Guess what we forgot? The nutmeg and the peach. So I'll just have to make a note on the jars to add a little bit of nutmeg when I do them fresh. Nutmeg, where were you 25 minutes ago? Oh my gosh. How are you today? Thunder Squid Thursday. Sounds like a superhero name. Like a squad. Like it should be Thunder Squid Thursday Squad. That's where I'm going with now. I'm going to call your group the Squad. Pink Crystal, thank you for that follow. I appreciate that very much. Welcome to the Infinity Table. I bought a new table. I got it at overstock.com. It's really cool. Unlimited seating. I get all the chairs I need. And as you can see, we have like 1,000 chairs at this table, so it's absolutely fantastic. So tell me what you streamed today, Thunder. I want to know. Okay, just slowly melting in there. Thunder Squid coming in with a follow. Thank you for that. I will be sure after stream. I try to go through and I go through. It's a learning curve for me. I'm older than most all y'all. Not together as a group, but you know what I mean. So I have to do things sometimes repeatedly to remember them. When you're young, you have a lot of muscle memory. Oh yeah, I click here. Okay, let me give you a case in point. Let me show you what I have to do before I start streaming. Let me tell you, getting older is not for sissies, folks. This is hardcore, right? I have notes of making sure of all my stuff is hooked up in a certain way and done so that I know that it's going to work when I hit stream. Thank you for asking. Stream a cute little game where you befriend monsters in a mining town. What's it called? What's the game called? Let people know what it's called. Maybe they play it. Maybe they want to play with you. You just never know. So what we're doing here today, guys, so I am a food safety and preservation specialist. I work for Oregon State University, and I teach classes on home food safety and preservation. And I told everybody, I started streaming back in January, so I'm still new to streaming. I still have my little newbie hairs are showing. And I started streaming, and I thought, I'm going to do cooking streams here at first, and then when canning season starts, I've got to do my canning anyway, I might as well stream it. If people want to learn how to can, that would be fantastic. Okay, isn't it weird though that first name is kind of like the Garmin, it's the mapping thing that gives you directions on how to get there. Duna, hello. Can we get a shout out for I want to say Lady Duna. Why not? Let's get a shout out for Lady Duna, Betty Child. Okay, first of all, Duna, I didn't see that you were playing What the Dub on Monday until you were just about done. I was working on the sound thing. Yesterday, Derek and I were just huddled over the laptop figuring out the sound. So y'all notice a little jazz music that's playing right now? That was part of my epiphany and part of his brain. So canning nectarines. I keep saying peaches, but we're actually canning nectarines. But I keep saying peaches. Oh, wait. Okay, so when you turn off the thing on the one switch, you have to turn it on the other switch. So that's going to be right at that. Let's put you this way because I want to see how high up you're going to be. Remember, we're not packing them in there. We're just going to get them in there. Ooh, that is barely covering those. I know what I can do though. If that's boiling, I can take some of that water out of the other canner and pour it into this one. But man, if it stops the boiling process, I am gonna, ooh, ouchie mama. Ouchie mama, that hurts. That hurts. Thank you, DJ. All right, that's not boiling, so I don't want to add this water to it. So let's bring this up. See if we can get that boiling. See if we can get that boiling. I know, and I was like, but we were so focused on, so I even have I have sounds now. So now I'm trying to think of the funny sound effects I can put into stream that has to do with food and canning and everything else. Okay, once that comes up to a boil, I'm going to add those. I'm going to grab a little bit of the water out of this canner and I only had 4 hours sleep. Oh my gosh, you have to be exhausted. Now because these are a little bit stiffer, because remember these were not, we didn't pre-boil these first like we did the pie filling. We're doing a raw pack, which means they're not going to be partially cooked down in the simple syrup first. So there's going to be less to the jar. But if you kind of pack them a little tiny bit, but you notice I'm not pushing them in. And that's because when we add this liquid to it, we need circulation. There needs to be a specific viscosity that's going on in that jar to make sure that the liquid, as it's passing around through the jar, it's getting the heated water from the water bath canner, that's heating the jar, that's touching those molecules inside there, and it's making that liquid hot. And it's that circulating liquid that we have to make sure circulates all around these nectarines. Oh, these are really sweet too. I was really impressed with these. I was very pleased with them. There's some smaller pieces that we're going to put inside here. Now you can do these as just halves. So when you put them into your jar, here, I'm going to do it like that. You're going to start with one on the bottom. This is where you want to have that wide mouth so you can get your hand in there. So we can do these as halves. But you can see you're not going to get quite as much in there, but that's one nectarine. That's 2 nectarines. So you're going to get about 2.5 nectarines in there. And that one's a little bit high. It's like right at that mark. So I could actually can them just like that. Oh, shoot, that is like really, really hot. Oh, clang. How much time is on there? We have 14 minutes. Yeah, I Gotta get some boiling water in there. I'm gonna put this onto the electric kettle because I can't let those lids get below the boiling water mark. They have to stay completely submerged. Otherwise, you have to start over. I'm gonna leave that because I gotta get those jars in there. So we'll do one as halves. See how it looks. Bring over another one. I'm hoping I'm going to get 8 in this one batch. I should be able to with what I have. I don't want to have to do any more. I will, like I said, I will off stream. And on Sunday, guys, Sunday we're doing a Bob's Burger stream. Are you a home economics scientist? No. I work for Oregon State University. I am a home food safety and preservation specialist, so I train and have to certify every year. I also teach and train classes on canning, preserving, prepping, and I recertify and teach new people to become master fruit preservers. Oops. I enjoy doing it. You know, it's a lot of fun. And I figure if I'm going to do it there, of course, with COVID-19 hit, that kind of messed everything up for a lot of people. Teaching-wise, I couldn't go out to my communities. Okay, that's a bruised piece. We're going to get rid of that one. So I had to regroup, as it were. And here we are. I'm a sissy. I have to use silicone gloves when dealing with boiling water. You know what? That's not a sissy. That's probably a safer bet. When I was in culinary school, I could take things directly out of the fryer with my fingers, like, you know, egg rolls and fried chicken and whatever. I can't do that now. I probably shouldn't have been doing it then, but you're in a hurry when you're on the line cooking stuff. All right. Let's get that boiling. Canning is really I think the most tedious thing of canning is prepping. And you may think, oh, I'm too tired, I don't want to do that. But you know, you got the fruit or the veggies, and so you have to, because the sooner you can them after they've been picked, the more nutrients they have. That's what remember I told you guys that fruits and vegetables in the grocery store sometimes have already lost 50% of their nutrient value because of the time from transporting from a farm, from wherever, to the shelves there in the grocery store. And then how long were they in storage, you know, prior to that? I'm going to need 2 of these. One to wipe the jar, so you definitely want to. Oh, I'm always happy to share. Always happy to share. I got into baking a bit during the lockdown. Yeah, I think we all did the COVID-19 pounds. Since February, I'm happy to say I've lost, well, from February till today, I lost 30 pounds, which I'm quite pleased with, but I've gained back 7, and I'm happy where I'm at right now. So now it's maintaining. I think I should start canning. We are in a lockdown. God, well, Texas just went back. Texas just went back to the mask mandate. And remember, folks, for those of you wanting to know, I'm not going to get on a political soapbox here. A mandate is not a law. A mandate is not a law. But I still wear my mask. Not just for COVID, but you know, the one nice thing about wearing the mask is, and I was talking to another person about this, was normally, you know, everybody gets a cold, you know, that winter cold that comes around and everybody's getting it and whatnot. Cold season was minimal this year for a lot of people. So I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. The benefit, oh. Well, I love doing it. I can teach you about dehydrating, water bath canning, pressure canning, what you can process, what you can't process. I just did some research on a recipe for Kitchen Confidence for one of his sauces that he wants to do. And Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to do it. Remember, if you go to a .com site, just because you see it on a .com site doesn't mean it's a safe, tested recipe. The only .com site, the only, let me say that for those in the back who didn't hear it, the only .com site you're to go to is freshpreserving.com. That is the people at Ball Canning. That is the only, that sounds like it's warming up, okay. That is the only .com site that I recommend. Not that, I shouldn't say I recommend, that we recommend. We as OSU or as College Extension Services, USDA, NCHFP, which is the National Center for Home Food Preservation, which is through the University of Georgia. Hey, look at that, Georgia comes into play again. Georgia